Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Marc Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Better, when the greats bet, they bet with Better. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Marc.
Hello everyone and welcome to a feedback pod for Talk Birdie to Me. I'm still here solo, although Dan is obviously here as well. I keep saying that, don't I?
Bloody
I
hell.
keep saying that, but Marc, he's still in Noosa. He's a couple of margaritas deep, so this should be a good one.
Okay. Question, first of all, another Australian Open question. This one comes from Andrew. Guys, the official World Golf Rankings points are a joke, and this week is proof. The winner of the Aussie Open was predicted to earn 20.7 points, but in Bermuda, a 20-person invite-only field with no cut, the winner's predicted to earn 30.3 points. Tiger's event in Bermuda is a sham compared to the Australian Open. So it's more a question about the points.
Yeah.
Points, yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, I'd love all those players in Tiger's event playing in an Australian Open one year. And you'd like to think, Nick, that if they did, then you'd get 30-something points for winning an Australian Open too. Look, I understand the feeling behind the criticism, but I don't think it's that out of whack. Maybe a hair out of whack, but not that much out of whack, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just down to the strength of field. You know, they got number one player in the world. Obviously, we had Rory, but the quality of the field there is pretty high. The thing I don't like is that amount of points, or it's more than the Australian Open when there's only, how many players playing? Wasn't that many, was it? Probably 15 or 20. I don't even know how many play the event, to be honest. And you got a full field here. You'd like to think we'd get more points.
I think it's 20.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Question here from Brian regarding the Australian Open. Guys, for televised events such as the Open, are players allowed to have green spotters reporting back to them about how the greens are rolling and playing? Secondly, Rory's air swing from the rough on the 14th. Have you guys ever had an air swing? P.S. Nick O'Hearn, you are a fantastic commentator. Congratulations.
Oh, very kind.
Yeah, it's good.
Have you had an air swing?
I've had stacks of them. Too many to count. And normally in tea tree. Just like Rory.
Here's where he was. Let's have a look at this swing. Yep, he was going for the ball there. That's a shot, even though he was nowhere near making contact.
He just collected the branches on the backswing, which threw him off, and all of a sudden...
The tea tree, when they don't chop it, and you don't have to chop it in some areas, and where Rory was in it, that was fine. It's pretty gnarly stuff and coarse, and you miss. You're only not far off a miss if you're trying to do something special. What was the other one?
Do they have green spotters who are reporting back on how they're rolling or playing?
Is that during?
If you're playing in the afternoon, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, during the tournament.
So if you're playing like I used to, Nick, you and I were very different. I was hitting off at 7:30 a.m. and you were hitting off at 1 a.m. at 1 p.m. So my caddy never had a chance to get out and see what the course was like, but I reckon Wilbur probably went out and had a quick look at some of the holes he thought might have been an issue.
Spot on. Yeah, that's what the caddies do. Generally, if you've got an afternoon tea time, they'll go out in the morning, have a bit of a look, a wander, see how it's all playing. During a round, it's your caddy and yourself. You can't have someone else saying, come along to you as you're about to play into this third hole saying, hey, don't hit it over there because everyone's struggling from over there. Yeah. That's not allowed because that's getting advice from an outside source.
Yeah.
Now, people can offer that randomly, in the spectators, but that's not your fault. But if they're part of your team and you've got someone out there doing it, well, that's against the rules of golf, my friend.
Hey, Nick, did you ever listen to it? Because every once in a while, I'd have a putt and someone from the crowd would say, it doesn't turn as much as you think, right? And you pretend not to listen, but it's in your head.
I know.
And I used to listen. Then if I read it 6 inches right to left, that putt would be a 2-inch right to left putt from then on.
Okay. Or they'd say, fooled you.
Nick, you might have answered before and I missed it, but did you answer as to whether you've ever had an air swing?
Air swing. I cannot remember one in particular, but I have a feeling I might have gone under one. You know, when you're in the real thick rough and the ball's sitting up and you're trying to hit a bit of a flop shot. I think I might have gone straight under one once. Just don't remember where it was. So technically, was it an air swing? I suppose, because I went under it and then the ball went down.
Yeah. So, Now, we had a lot of feedback last week about your comments, Marc, about Royal Adelaide and how much you loved it when you played it a week or two ago. Heaps of comments, actually.
Oh, good.
Ren has said, spot on. I'd take RA over Kooyonga or Grange any day, and Glenelg is a sleeper course. The renovations have really improved it. Jono?
Yes.
Royal Adelaide deserves every ounce of praise it gets. Truly unique and memorable with unbelievable conditioning. Let's go to the moon. This is a Twitter name here, or a YouTube name, not one of those joke ones that we got caught out with a while ago.
Good.
I used to play the Jacobs Creek Open there. It hasn't held a top-class tournament for quite a while now.
Who was that again?
Who's that?
Oh,
Yeah,
let's go to the moon.
Let's go to the moon.
I'm trying to think, who would it be?
Let's go to the moon. Is there someone whose surname was Moon?
Well, maybe they were a space cadet. I don't
know. Maybe. Oh, well, look, if he used to play the Jacobs Creek, he played when you and I played, Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
yeah.
I wonder who it was. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been... Anyway.
Andrew has said, it's a real privilege to call Royal Adelaide my home club. Thank you, Marc, for the great endorsement.
No, I absolutely loved it. And there's no recency bias when I'm speaking now, a couple of weeks after. And I put it as high up on the trees. It's so, I don't even want to say it's a top 10 course in Australia because it's better than that, but we just have so many good golf courses. It's hard to say it's a top 5, but gee, it's knocking on the door of the top 5 if it's not in it.
Should be in that top 100 in the world, right?
Yeah, it should be. Yep. It should be the top 50 in the world, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
We also had a bunch of comments about your top 5 memorable or interesting hole-in-ones, Nick.
Oh, yes.
And there was also some debate.
I missed a few. I know I did.
Yeah. Well, there was also some debate over hole-in-ones or holes-in-one. Which
again, we've done that before.
We have, and I can never...
I have no idea.
No, I don't.
I think I said holes-in-one.
I don't know. Why do we call them aces?
Yeah.
That would work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, keep up the good work. But, Nick, you mucked up the top 5 memorable hole-in-ones.
There we go.
How could you possibly forget about Jared Lyle's hole-in-one at the party hole in Phoenix, which brought a tear to my eye?
It's Jared Lyle. It's an 8-iron. Look out.
Dude, that big fella. That's great. They don't have a Hall of Fame partner at number 16, but if they did, Lyle would go in.
Yeah, maybe they should.
There haven't been a whole lot of aces
there. They
there.
should have a wall over there with the guys who've aced it.
Yep, totally messed it up.
Yes.
But I think I may have replied to... Was it Thomas, did you say?
Yeah, Thomas.
I may have replied saying, well, I did it on the fly and, some things come into my head and some things don't. So my apologies. He should have been in there.
Well, you already did Tigers on that hole. How many times can you go to that hole?
Yeah.
I'm on your side, Nick.
Well, I did 2 at the 12th at Huntingdale, so maybe I could have. Anyway.
Well, apparently that wasn't the only one you missed because Chris reckons you've missed another one.
Yeah, I reckon Trevino's one at the Skins game.
Well, that's not what Chris has said.
No, okay. Go on.
Chris has said this. Thanks for showing Fuzzy's hole-in-one. That was amazing. I would have included Louis Oosthuizen's hole-in-one at Augusta when it hit the other ball.
Oh, yes.
I've been here 17 years. I have never seen an afternoon like this. All right. That's one. The best billiards tournament I've ever seen, Ben. 9-ball in the corner pocket. It started with Shane Lowry. It continued with Davis Love. There may be more after Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah, that's the one.
And who could forget Jared Lyle's excitement at his first ace?
Okay, yep. Well, as I say, I should have just made it a top 7.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right, a couple of the comments here. Jason Finchy and Faldo, best golf commentators ever. Peter Ellis was great. but those two are the GOAT. My opinion anyway. It's hard to argue with
What
that,
about Nick O'Hearn? Nick O'Hearn and Ellie Whittaker.
Yeah.
They should be up there.
Yeah. Now, we had Finchy in a couple of times at the PGA and also the Australian Open. He's so good in there, and he's so passionate too. He's right into it. He's, doing all this when we're doing the flyovers, and he's giving us the thumbs up as we speak. It's so good. He's such a great guy.
It's interesting you say that, Nick, because you can hear the passion.
Mm.
You and Ellie, when you're given a chance to talk.
Oh, don't start.
When you're given a chance to talk, you can hear the passion for Australian golf. And when Finchy was there as well, you can the passion comes through the TV screen when he talks, particularly when he's here in Australia. So it's a big part of commentary.
George has got a comment here, and it's a question for you, Nick. You recently mentioned on the pod that David Puig was old school because of his hunched shoulders at address, which I understand. However, at that same event, several commentators mentioned that Marc Leishman was also old school without explaining why, and I don't understand why that would be. He does not have a big leg drive like Nicklaus and others of that era, so what do you think makes him old school?
Well, I think the way he plays more than anything, where he loves to shape shots, change trajectories. He's more a feel player. I'd say that's probably what they're talking about, and it's a very much a rhythm-based swing. If you look at it, it's not a high performance coach swing, if you know what I mean. He's basically, it's all about ball flight, and uses the hands beautifully through the ball. And when he syncs it all up, it's just magnificent to watch. Whereas someone like an Adam Scott, is everything's got to be in the right place, very methodical.
Marco Penge
is another one, yeah. So I think that's probably what they're meaning by old school in that sense.
Okay. We've got a few more questions for you guys, and we've also got a question about AimPoint, which we'll get to after the turn.
Okay.
Nick loves AimPoint.
I do. Yeah, it's my favourite thing to talk about.
Okay.
And lines on golf balls.
That's mind-blowing. I mean, it feels so solid.
That's as consistent as it gets.
Oh my gosh, it's good, man. Hot.
I'm glad if they play a different driver, because I know this one's the best.
It's the best feeling driver I've ever hit.
From Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, this is Talk Birdie to Me. We're here for BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. The golf clearance outlet, they beat everyone's prices. Ping will help you play your best. And better, ahead of the game. Now for Titleist, the number one ball in golf, and FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Here's Nick and Marc.
All right, we're back on the 10th tee for our feedback pod. Take it away, Dan.
Okay. First of all, this one from Adrian. Adrian has said, "G'day, Nick and Marc. Firstly, I want to thank you for such a great podcast that offers great insights for everyone from all skill levels. I'm about to start my PGA Associate traineeship through the membership pathway program starting in 2026, and I would love to hear what your experiences were through your traineeships and to get some perspective on what makes a great associate. Thank you very much, Adrian."
Well, sorry, you go.
I was going to say I just turned pro. I didn't do it, but I did a thing called a bridging course, and I did that when I was washed up and thought I might have a career in coaching. And I coached for a long time. I coached for about 10 years. But the bridging course was interesting because there was a lot of business school in that bridging course, as well as some of the practical stuff that you had to do. But I think it's well worth it. I mean, if you would like a career in golf, I think what the PGA offers these days too is management. So it's not just working in the pro shop. It's not just being the director of golf, but it's also learning to manage a facility like, a Royal Adelaide or a Royal Queensland or Lake Carrinup. You can work your way to being the manager of one of those top clubs where the real money is in golf these days.
Yeah, and that's why they call it the pathway program now as well, because there's different pathways you can go through. When I did it, which was over 30-something years ago, 35 almost, geez, that's showing my age, it was very different back then. It was more about how to repair clubs, how to teach how to teach golfers, how to work in a pro shop, basically. But there was also the element, if you still wanted to play for a living, you could, which is why I did it. I always wanted to play. I just wasn't good enough at that stage, and thought I'll get there eventually. And but now it's more for people who, as Marc said, want to maybe work in management or be involved in a golf club, have a career in golf. There's two types of golf pros. When I say golf pros, there's a golf professional and there's a professional golfer. The professional golfer plays for a living. The golf professional is someone you'll see running a club or teaching or whatever, that sort of side of things. But it's a great way to go.
Oh, good luck, Adrian. That sounds like an exciting year for him in 2026.
Good luck,
yeah.
Kristen has a question for you guys. Another strong pod. Now, she's talking about the one where you were discussing the top 100 list last week. I agree. The Golf Magazine top 100 list is much better than some others we've seen. Marc, did you ever play at Prairie Dunes while you were at Texas Tech?
No, I didn't. Apparently, it is a special up there, Prairie Dunes. So there's a lot of oil money in Lubbock, Texas. And if you're wondering where it is, if you can remember the little rectangle at the top of the map of Texas, that's where I was. And it was a real oil area, Lubbock and Amarillo and Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas. So much oil in the ground up there.
I played a Corn Ferry.
Some of those oil.
I played a Corn Ferry Tour event at in Odessa, Texas, or Midland, I think it was. Yeah, it was bone dry and windy.
Do you know what the locals used to call Odessa, Texas?
Go on.
Slow deather, not Odessa, slow deather. So, but the oil was a joke. So I think the Prairie Dunes, a lot of the oil money got together and made something pretty special. So no, I missed it. I left Lubbock, Texas, or Texas Tech in October 31st, 1989. So a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay, question here from Marc. This is on the comment last week from Roger about the old course being overrated.
Yes.
Now, Marc has said Royal Birkdale and Hoylake are by far the least interesting courses on the rota. It's a detriment to the Open that Murfield, Lytham and Carnoustie aren't currently scheduled to host. Along with Sandwich and Port Rush, they are the best 5 Open venues in my view.
Well, it's an opinion.
Do you share it?
They're all pretty good. I've never seen a weak one, Nick.
Yeah, exactly. The best, again, it's for me. It's the old course, number one. Unfortunately, I haven't played Turnberry, Murfield, or Troon, so I can't really comment on those. I love Royal Birkdale.
Murfield's staggeringly good.
The one I didn't really enjoy, it's still an amazing course, was Royal St George's. That just had a bit more element of luck to it than the other courses. Now, I know links golf, there is an element of luck, but this one just seemed to be, you could hit the drive down the middle of the fairway at Royal St George's and you're not sure if it's going to miss left or right. That's the sort of bounces you get there. Whereas the other places, okay, I know it's going to finish somewhere in this region. There was still a bit of an element of luck. I haven't played Lytham either, but that looks stunning to me. Again, it's like, who do you rate better? Pine Valley, Cypress, Royal Melbourne Composite, the old course? It's up for discussion.
Personal opinion. Yeah.
Nicholas, you would love Muirfield.
I've heard.
It's so stunning.
I was meant to play it
you
one
would
year,
love
but
it. Of all people to appreciate a golf course, Muirfield is one that you'd appreciate.
Yeah, I injured my wrist that year and unfortunately couldn't play. I've always loved Carnoustie, played around there in 2007. You played there in 1999, I think. Yep. So I'd love Carnoustie as well.
All right, so this comment here, we'll get to the AimPoint one in a second, but this comment here is actually a reply from Roger, who
Roger?
Yeah, from Roger.
Roger.
Now, I'm going to set this up by saying I'm going to read a bit of what Roger said. I'm not going to read his whole email because it's quite long, but I'll read a couple of the key points that he's made. But I don't think we worry about responding because otherwise it's going to be a back and forth for the next bloody 3 months.
I'll respond.
Oh, jeez. You fighting on Twitter and stuff with people is ridiculous. Okay, this is from Roger. That was my quote, and I stand by every word. Now, for people who may not recall, Roger was the guy who said the old course is overrated. That's my quote, and I stand by every word. It's a dreadful course for a major. It's poor for spectating. It's not photogenic, and it's become obsolete from modern golf. If you strip away the history and put it in any other town, it's no better than any other coastal links in many towns in Scotland. And it's also one of the courses where you don't need every club in your bag. I've played it a bunch of times where I didn't have to hit anything longer than a 7-iron for an approach shot. That's what Roger said. We could maybe leave it there, but Marc, I just know that's not your style.
I'll leave it.
Okay.
Let old Roger.
Okay.
See you later, Roger.
Well, no, we wanted to give Roger Wright a reply. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
Let's finish on this one. This comes from Greg. Marc and Nick, love the show. I never miss it. Thank you very much, Greg. I've got a massive problem with AimPoint. I hate it, and I think it needs to be banned. We all go to great lengths to not step on the playing partner's line, but AimPoint is basically trottling on the next group's line because of the sheer number of extra footprints there, making people go through this Keystone Cops routine. Plus, it looks terrible. They have to get rid of it. What do you think?
Well, Marc, you sent a video.
I agree with everything he said.
Didn't you send a video of, was it Keegan Bradley aim-pointing a 4 or 5 footer?
I was replying to Lou Stegner, the stats guy. I was replying to it. It's the most incredibly selfish way to line up 3-footers is AimPoint. It's horribly selfish. It looks terrible. You're stepping all over the 3-foot circle around the hole. Just please, USGA, R&A, put your heads together and ban this garbage. It's absolute garbage.
Yeah, I think straddling the line should be probably banned, and that would put an end to it, I'd say, unless you can do it next to it, but then you're on a slightly different line, so they probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you're still looking at where people are going to play, though, in the next group.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a fair bit happening at the Open over the last few days, I saw.
Oh, I know. Yeah, well, Adam does it, Cam does it, with Rasmus doing it, I'm not sure. A lot of the players are doing it. I've never done it myself because I read greens just fine. So I think it's for people who struggle to read greens. Now, I've heard some friends who are all over it and they love it. But is it great for the game? It doesn't, as Marc says, I don't think it looks good. It slows plays down, especially for the people who, again, these people are saying to me, well, it doesn't slow down, how to play because now I can read the putt how I want and I don't have to take much time. I'm like, well, actually, judging from what I've seen, it does look as though you're taking quite a while. So, but, that is what it is. So I'm not a fan. Whether it gets banned or not, that's not up to me.
Well, it sounds like you and Greg and you two and Greg are all in vigorous agreement.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right, boys, that's the feedback for this week. Marc, enjoy the rest of the trip in Queensland. You're back on the weekend, yeah?
Yeah, back. Now, tell me this: is this the last one, or are we doing one more for next week? What are we doing?
Yeah, we're recording next week. Yeah, we're back here next week.
We're back next week. You can.
All right. Well, I need a break at some stage.
Well, yeah.
At some stage. Bloody Dan. Honestly, you're whipping Nick and I like we're some kind of bloody racehorse. You're just running us into the ground.
Gosh, really? Okay. We're going to go there, are we? That's the kind of attitude you want to be serving up when you're sitting in Queensland near a beach and we're slaving away down here.
Marc, have another margarita, mate.
Mate, if this was the Melbourne Cup, you'd have a 12-meeting suspension for the way you've been whipping Nick and I. 12-meeting suspension.
You know what I'm going to do? Hang on a second, Nick. Here's what I'm going to do right now.
You're going to
Marc, you ready for this? Hang on. Here we go. See you later.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Dan, I like your style. Thanks, folks. We'll see you next week.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Marc Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Better, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Host Plus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.